On February 28th, a flurry of precision missile strikes signaled the start of the U.S.-Israeli campaign in Iran. But as high-tech ordnance crossed the border, radio enthusiasts discovered a different kind of intrusion. Something low-tech was appearing on the shortwave bands. It was a man's voice, reading random sequences of numbers in Persian. The broadcast followed a rigid pattern: a string of digits read twice, a pause, and then the Persian word for attention repeated 3 times. This is a number station, an intelligence tool that rose to prominence during the Cold War. These stations allow agencies to broadcast encrypted instructions to agents anywhere in the world using basic radio equipment. The security of these messages relies on a one-time pad, a method where a random key is used once to encrypt a message of the same length. Without the physical paper key used to generate the sequence, the code is mathematically unbreakable. In an era of sophisticated cyber attacks, someone was reaching back into history to send a message that could not be hacked. Pinpointing the source of a shortwave signal requires looking at the physical path of the radio waves. By measuring signal strength and timing from multiple locations, amateur listeners triangulated the broadcast. The transmissions originated from a site somewhere in Western Europe. While the transmitter sits in Europe, the use of Persian directs the information toward a specific audience within Iran's borders. This setup creates a secure, one-way command line. The sender remains anonymous, and the receiver is impossible to track because they are simply one of millions of people who could be listening to the frequency. Even as the war turned the Iranian interior into a kinetic battleground, these assets were receiving instructions from a safe distance, well outside the immediate zone of conflict. 5 days after the first broadcast, a new signal appeared on the same frequency, a wall of electronic noise designed to drown out the numbers. This is a bubble jammer. A bubble jammer is a specialized transmitter that radiates powerful interference to make a specific frequency unusable for anyone nearby. The number station reacted by jumping to a new frequency, and the jammer followed. For 2 weeks, the two signals chased each other across the dial. This electronic tug-of-war mirrors the Cold War, when Soviet bloc countries deployed massive jamming arrays to block Western news broadcasts from reaching their citizens. Tehran continues this practice today, regularly jamming Persian-language news from the BBC and Radio Free Europe. Because the signal is being aggressively jammed by the Iranian government, it is highly unlikely that Tehran is the source of the broadcast. The list of suspects narrows to actors with the infrastructure in Europe and a motive to destabilize the regime. Nations like the United States, Israel, or Turkey, a regional power with long-standing friction with the Iranian government. A breach in official channels eventually clarified that these numbers weren't just background noise. ABC News reported on a sensitive U.S. government alert sent to law enforcement agencies regarding these specific intercepted transmissions. The alert suggested the signal was being used to activate or provide instructions to pre-positioned sleeper assets, agents already embedded and waiting for a signal to act. When asked about the alert and the nature of the Persian number station, the CIA provided no comment. These secretive broadcasts are a live intelligence operation, actively mobilizing human assets on the ground as the war develops. Even in a world of satellite surveillance and digital tracking, the most secure way to move a secret army remains the simplest: a human voice reading numbers into the static.